All right, what's up? Welcome in. Happy Sunday. Hope you're all having a great day. You're watching the 49ers Report by Chat Sports. Chase Senior here with you. No game today for the San Francisco 49ers, but tomorrow, Monday Night Football against the Arizona Cardinals. We'll be doing a watch party for that matchup. Huge game for San Francisco as they look to continue to really establish and build that momentum. If they win against the Cardinals in front of a crowd that, even though San Francisco expected to be on the road, there are going to be about 82% of the fans rooting for the Niners. Going to be doing a watch party for that matchup. And, of course, because San Francisco playing in Mexico City, I ordered a Niners Nacho Libre mask thanks to all of your Super Chat donations on our Tuesday live show. You do not want to miss it. We'll be going live about a half hour before kickoff. So pertaining to that game and really throughout today's show, just passing along the latest Niners news and rumors as this is going to be somewhat of a casual show. Want to get to some injury news here and some significant news on the injury front. Charvarius Ward did return to practice this week. He had missed back-to-back practices with a personal matter, but did return. He was going to play as the Niners' bona fide number one cornerback. Samson Ebukam, who did not play last week in the victory, quad and Achilles issues have really hurt him over the last couple of weeks. He participated in limited capacity. He is expected to play against Arizona. Danny Gray's been out for a little while because of a lingering ankle issue. He was a full participant in practice late in the week as San Francisco did something very, very unique to get ready for the elevation change playing in Mexico City. They stayed in Colorado and they practiced at the Air Force Academy because the elevation there, very similar to Mexico City. I can imagine, though, when Kyle Shanahan booked that trip, he did not expect it to snow in Colorado like it did. Either way, weather going to be a lot better in Mexico City, 50s, 60s, the anticipated temperature for kickoff. And then lastly, on the injury front for San Francisco, Arik Armstead will yet again miss another game. He has continued to have these foot and ankle injury issues, and he is getting close to coming back, which when he comes back, it is going to be massive for the Niners, especially with that run defense, because he is so good against that opposing ground game. He's just getting into form right now, coming off those two injuries, and I can't wait to see him back because, man, he is a great interior defensive lineman for San Francisco. A lot of people like to rip Arik Armstead because of that contract, but when you watch him play and you see how the defense plays without him, you understand his impact, no doubt. So, with this game on Monday Night Football, who you got? ARI for the Arizona Cardinals, SF for the San Francisco 49ers. Get your game predictions in to the comment section right now. This is very interesting, and I encourage everybody to join the conversation down in the comment section. So, after Ndamukong Suh made his debut with the Philadelphia Eagles, and after having not played any football in more than 8 months, after he signed with the Eagles on Thursday, he played a lot for a Philadelphia run defense that's been atrocious the last several weeks. And he actually played pretty well, him and Linval Joseph, two recent signings. And Pro Football Talk, Mike Florio, came out with this report after the game saying, quote, just spoke to new Eagles defensive tackle Ndamukong Suh. He said that his decision came down to either the Philadelphia Eagles or the San Francisco 49ers. That's pretty interesting on a couple of fronts because defensive tackle depth has been a need for the Niners. Javon Kinlaw out, Arik Armstead out. You look at guys like Hassan Ridgeway, Kevin Givens. Can they give you consistent snaps playing and elevate your defense? Probably not to the likes of an Ndamukong Suh, who, is 35 years old, but has made it to a couple of Pro Bowls, has never missed a game due to injury throughout his NFL career, is always able to compile quarterback hits, is a pretty good sack artist from that defensive tackle spot. If the Niners would have picked up Ndamukong Suh, that would have been a huge pickup for San Francisco. And it's ironic because I do believe, even after the Eagles' ugly loss against the Indianapolis Colts, you're looking at two elite teams in the NFC right now in terms of talent and roster. It's San Francisco, it's Philadelphia, and I think they're on a collision course to meet at some point in the playoffs. And when they do, I'm calling it right now, I think the San Francisco 49ers win that football game because their physical style defensively matches up well against Philly, and we've seen that Philly defense can be exposed through the ground and through the air, and that really does lie into the strengths of what the Niners like to do. More injury news with this game on Monday night. Kyler Murray and DeAndre Hopkins going to be doubtful Interesting, obviously, for a couple of reasons. Because last year we were having this conversation about Kyler Murray not playing. You're thinking San Francisco a shoo-in to get that dub at Levi's Stadium. Colt McCoy ended up playing really well. Niners were sloppy. Arizona won that football game. It was a bad loss for the Niners and a big reason why they had to climb themselves out of that early hole to start the season. More from John Lynch on Ndamukong Suh. This just coming in. I just want to relay what he had to say, the Niners general manager, about Ndamukong Suh. He said, quote, "We talked to him last year, and we talked to him earlier this year, and it just never came to fruition. I think ultimately it sounds like he really sought the Eagles as a place he wanted to be, and you can't get them all." So Niners clearly interested in Ndamukong Suh before he decided to go to another team. He also said he's a good football player who's on the back end of his career, but I'm sure he'll help Philadelphia, and he's a good pickup for the Eagles. So that is the latest on that front as well. Let's round out with this, okay? Let's do a little NFC West roundup, take a look at the NFC West standings, and then talk about Trent Williams here. By the way, we will be going live on call-in after our watch party wraps up for another post-game show where I take your calls. Chatsports.com/49ers call-in. Make sure you subscribe to the Niners Report on call-in. Download the app so that you can call into the show like a local sports talk radio show. Trent Williams was asked about him tipping plays, and we talked about this a lot throughout this past week. I brought on some of the best cast of guests that anybody can bring on. Talked to a Niners offensive lineman, talked to a former NFL offensive lineman, an SEC offensive lineman, and I also talked to Coach Jason Brown of Last Chance U, that Netflix series. And all of them kind of said that Trent Williams tipping play is not really a huge deal, whether, his foot was back, his foot was up, depending on the run play, pass play. Kyle Shanahan did say this week, of course, it's kind of a big deal if other teams are calling that out, if other teams are identifying that. And Chris Forster, the offensive line coach, also said that's not something that we want to tip away. But from a football player standpoint, everybody who I talked to, and go back and watch the show, it's available on the channel right now, said it doesn't really matter all that much. And Trent Williams basically said what other people had echoed, that there are so many intricacies and nuances to the game of football. And the 49ers, for instance, Trent Williams could be tipping plays, right? And the opposition might know that it's a run play. But he had said late in the week, look, we just installed 50 new run plays, but all of them have different disguises and different looks. So are you going to be able to identify what those exact run plays are? Yeah, probably not. And for Trent Williams, guy's one of the best left tackles to do it in the history of the NFL. We're going to wrap up with this. NFC West roundup. The Seahawks on a bye this week. The Rams lost 27-20 to the New Orleans Saints. The Rams continue to have a Super Bowl hangover of epic proportions. I think they're cooked. San Francisco has an opportunity to put the Cardinals in a position where they are cooked. Put those Cardinals on a grill and cook them. The NFC West standings: Seahawks 6-4, Niners 5-4, Cardinals 4-6, Rams 3-7. You beat the Cardinals, they go to 4-7, they're out with the remaining portion of their schedule. Then it becomes a two-horse race. Niners 6-4, Seahawks 6-4. You own the tiebreaker against Seattle with still one game left to play. In Seattle, on the road, Thursday night, going to be difficult, but it's not a game that the Niners should lose because they are the far superior team. Another reminder, subscribe to the channel, like the video, comment. We'll be going live for a watch party against the Cardinals. Pre-game show starts 30 minutes before kickoff. Going to be rocking the Nacho Libre mask to support the Niners' Hispanic, Spanish, Mexican following. So make sure you tune in, subscribe, and join us. And until then, we out. San Francisco. Enjoy your Sunday. Enjoy your Monday. Can't wait to talk with you all.